Disclaimer. The videos are purely for educational purposes. The intention is to guide the students to fare well in their term examinations of their professional courses. I will not be contacting any of the subscribers or followers with messages regarding private tutoring or any money transactions. If anybody does message you, please report them and block them immediately. Professor K.M channel will not be responsible for the actions by the imposters with the same name.
Welcome to my channel. I am Professor K.M. Mahadevappa, faculty in Master Degree in Public Administration in Indira Gandhi National Open University for the last 30 years. Earlier, I had spoken about the syllabus of MPS, India, Democracy and Development, and I had taken the question of term examination of 2011, and I had read out those questions, out of which I have taken one of them, and that being they describe the salient features of Indian federalism. The students are supposed to answer all the questions with minimum 500 marks, where it carries 20 marks each in the term examination. And as far as the experience has gone by, a student can write 20 words per minute, and out of 180 minutes at the disposal of the student, he may have around 35 minutes for each of the questions, and wherein he will be able to write around 700 words. Taking that as a benchmark, I have prepared a reply or an answer for this question to cover 620 words, so that the students may perhaps time and again go through this and try to memorize at least 500 to 550 words, so that they can comfortably answer and get the maximum marks. And as I had already told you about the assignments marks and your performance in the term examination would definitely get you distinctive marks. And with that intention, I have just made this answer. So the question is, describe the salient features of Indian federalism. The Indian federalism of today has many such characteristics which are essential for a federal polity. The main federal features of the Indian constitution are as follows. It is a written constitution. The Indian constitution is a written document containing, now it has got more than 400 articles and 12 schedules, and therefore fulfills this basic requirement of a federal government. In fact, the Indian constitution is the most elaborate constitution of the world. Supremacy of the constitution. India's constitution is also supreme and not the handmaid of either the center or of the states. If for any reason any organ of the state dares to violate any provision of the constitution, the courts of laws are there to ensure the dignity of the constitution is upheld at all costs. It is a rigid constitution. The Indian constitution is largely a rigid constitution. All the provisions of the constitution concerning union-state relations can be amended only by the joint actions of the state legislatures and the union parliament. Such provisions can be amended only if the amendment is passed by a 2/3 majority of the members present and voting in the parliament, which must also constitute the absolute majority of the total membership and ratified by at least 1/2 of the states. Fourth one is division of powers. In a federation, there should be clear division of powers so that the units and the center are required to enact and legislate within their sphere of activity and none violates its limits and tries to encroach upon the functions of others. This requisite is evident in the Indian Constitution. The seventh schedule contains three legislative lists which enumerate subjects of administration, union, state, and concurrent legislative lists. The union list consists of 100 subjects now, the more important of which are defense, foreign affairs, railways, posts and telegraphs, currency, etc. The state list consists of 66 subjects, including inter alia public order, police, administration of justice, public health, education, agriculture, etc. The concurrent list embraced more than 47 subjects, including criminal law, marriage, divorce, bankruptcy, trade unions, electricity, economic and social planning, etc. The union government enjoys exclusive power to legislate on the subjects mentioned in the union list. The state governments have full authority to legislate on the subjects of the state list under normal circumstances. And both the center and the state can't legislate on the subjects mentioned in the concurrent list. The residuary powers have been vested in the central government. 5. Independent judiciary. In India, the Constitution has provided for a Supreme Court, and every effort has been made to see that the judiciary in India is independent and supreme. The Supreme Court of India can declare a law as unconstitutional or ultra vires if it contravenes any provisions of the Constitution. In order to ensure the impartiality of the judiciary, our judges are not removable by the executive and their salaries cannot be curtailed by parliament. Bicameral legislature. A bicameral system is considered essential in a federation because it is in the upper house alone that the units can be given equal representation. The Constitution of India also provides for a bicameral legislature at the center consisting of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. While the Lok Sabha consists of the elected representatives of people, the Rajya Sabha mainly consists of representatives elected by the state legislative assemblies. However, all the states have not been given equal representation in the Rajya Sabha. Dual government polity. In a federal state, there are two governments, the national or federal government and the government of each component unit. But in a unitary state, there is only one government, namely the national government. So, India as a federal system has a central and state government. See, this answer is compiled by 620 words, and the students can repeatedly keep going through this and try to memorize at least 500 to 550 so that they can score more marks. In the meantime, I just wanted to tell you that whenever you are likely to prepare for any sort of examination in a particular course or a particular subject, it is better that you have before you at least 5 years question papers and then try to find out how many questions have been repeatedly asked in each of the chapters that are there. And then if you were to prepare from the bottom 75% of the syllabus or from the top 75% of the syllabus and prepare yourself a note on each of the chapter consisting of around 1,000 words for each of the units that are likely to be there, I am very sure you will be able to answer the maximum to the extent of 500 to 600 words, since you would have already compiled 1,000 words for each of the units. Please ensure that you maintain consistency in this, and whenever you keep reading, it is better that you take 45 minutes per unit and then try to visualize yourself as to which are all the things that you have been able to recall by having read that particular unit, and start writing in your own inference as to how you have found those notes appropriate to the unit that you have read through. When you just do 2 or 3 times like that and take 45 minutes per chapter or per unit, I am very sure you will be able to do justice both for yourself and the study that you have taken. All the best. Thank you.